Hey everyone, it's the Sith Justice Warriors with an impromptu podcast with a variant episode. There's been a lot of news lately, and on the screen is the big headline. Bob Iger has stepped down, quote unquote, to give Bob Chapek CEO, and Iger will stay on the chair as the chair board through 2021. The news was a bit of a surprise. That's to the fact where actually the stock price dropped quite a bit. There was always rumors that Bob Iger would leave after 2021. He's had presidential aspirations, as you've heard me complain about. But let's go into this. I think Bob Iger, recently, I've had my gripes about him, but he has taken the business and grown it from when he started to where he's basically ending. He's done a lot of big things. He got Marvel. He's given us the great Marvel MCU run. He's bought 21st Century Fox. He even did the whole Disney Plus thing. But I guess for him, this is the high note, and it's time to give a transition period to Bob Chapek, who was the chairman of the parks, experiences, and products. So most notably, he's responsible for the high prices and price increases you have at the parks. That being said, it's been impromptu. So Lumpia, you're with us.
Yep. Hey guys.
Tell us what you think.
I mean, it is big news to me. Simply because, you know, big news in the sense that this really shakes things up at Disney. And I think, to your point, I think they named his successor. It's not unheard of to shake things up this early in the year. I think to your point, Iger's had some career aspirations beyond Disney, so this will probably allow him to do that. What is interesting is that, like, with the theme park and everything under a lot of scrutiny, with the shakeup at Star Wars, at Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm, the Kevin Feige things, like, there's a lot going on. So it's something we definitely have to watch. What does this mean for Disney Marvel, Disney Lucasfilm? I really don't know because I'm not familiar with his replacement, but he is of the culture. It's not like they're bringing someone external in to, like, change the game. So in a way, they're kind of playing it safe. What is interesting is, like I said, that they're doing this now because I don't know, for some reason I felt like he had a few more years left, or at least 1 to 2. I don't know. What about you? Van?
So I guess the question is does he see the writing on the wall with Marvel potentially having a decline? I think we just talked about the DC publishing. What is that? 2 days ago? 2 days ago, right? Marvel Comics is also not in a great spot. There's no big bangers for Hollywood movies. I mean, Mulan is not going to do well. You've taken away the soul of the movie, which is more of that fun adventure. Instead of you decided to make the movie like a Chinese action flick, which I like, but at the same time, not for Mulan. Black Widow? I was going to call her White Widow, but Black Widow in a white suit. Black Widow hopefully could do well. They're trying to hype us up with Eternals, and I think the marketing is going in a direction that, quite frankly, I'm not sure parents are ready to take their kids to that yet, but we'll have to see. But that being said, I think he's just seeing the writing on the wall. So with Bob Chapek taking it on now, what I think could happen is that because the potential that Disney can have with he's under his watch, he screwed up Star Wars with Kathleen Kennedy. Marvel's lost its huge luster, and now they're in this phase where we're going to see if this new phase of wokeness is really going to work. And I think Bob Iger has a feeling that it's not going to get any better than what he's got right now to leave it. So
Leave it a high note, basically, is what I hear what I'm hearing you say.
yeah, usually when usually executives when they quote unquote step down, and I think it was always planned that he would step down. I think this is the best time to do it now, as opposed to when it starts declining. I'm pessimistic. I'm very jaded, but hey, maybe he put all the things in place that makes him successful for 10 more years. I don't know. Any last thoughts on that?
Not really. I mean, it's something to watch for if anything. And that's what I'm kind of getting at. This is something to definitely watch. I don't know that I was expecting it this early, but maybe that's a good thing because, we all know, like, for example, Kathleen Kennedy is due out. We know that, we know that there's probably going to be a shakeup when that happens. So, like I said, I'm curious to see what it all means, where this goes. So, we wish Bob the best. I mean, he's still going to be involved from like his sort of C-suite, his sort of
Yeah.
presidential C-suite, if you will.
He got his golden parachute, so I'm not crying for him.
His golden parachute, I love it. So yeah, so I am not. I am honestly. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah. So speaking of one of his top lieutenants, I guess for me this just kind of came in at the same time with this High Republic because God forbid you'd use the original label, the Old Republic, but here it is. This is basically the Old Republic, which is known as Project Luminous. 200 years before Phantom Menace. So Yoda may not be a baby, but Yoda is still around. I'm not going to go through too much outside of the fact that they were talking about. I'm not going to do the video reaction. I think a lot of folks have already seen the video. But I guess it's when you look at how do I say this, that video, what was hilarious was the reaction of there's a whiteboard, and in the whiteboard, I you know how you get in a meeting and you're brainstorming ideas and they have a whiteboard, and in the whiteboard is the column for, I guess, fiction, which is, I guess, the components of fiction, Star Wars love, I guess, which is Star Wars fans, and then Star Wars wishes. And they had multiple times diversity and representation. They had dinosaurs, and they had also a bunch of other weird stuff. But here we are. It's, they're saying it's going to be a setting filled with Jedi, but there's also going to be new stuff like bounty hunters, scoundrels, and space pirates. And I'm like, what's new? I mean, like, look at this is a creation of their main bad guy called the Nile. I mean, don't they look like what you normally see? Like this creature with a mask?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a mask involved. It kind of looks
Yeah.
it kind of looks interesting in the sense of, I mean,
I don't know. It does me nothing. But then, of course, there's our future Brie Larson role. This is my theory. Was when I saw this picture.
Is that Ahsoka? I mean, is that supposed to be her? I was gonna say she doesn't look like that.
No, I was just saying because it's a blonde woman, and I'm like, well, this is the perfect time to put Brie Larson. That's Kevin Feige's wish list. Oh God. But yeah, I mean, they talk about the High Republic. It's a world like the Jedi are like the Walker Texas Rangers.
Oh God, the Walker Texas.
Yeah, it's a Wild West, and in my head, I'm like, this is really gonna sound real crappy. And at the end of the day, though, my theory stands that they screwed up the forward position of Star Wars because of how they ended the Skywalker saga. That the only hope that Star Wars, Lucasfilms, Disney has is to go back in time to the Old Republic, but we can't
Which
call
is
it
the
the Old
New
Republic.
Republic. 'Cause
Yes,
it's the New Republic.
we have to call it the High Republic. So I'm assuming that the mushrooms and weed and all that stuff. I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, they're doing a blitz here. They're doing uh, books, comic books, and you know that's going to be what they're going to use for
Yeah.
the movies. And here, let's stop there. What do you think, Lumpia?
Well, for me, a lot of this is quite interesting. Um, I like how Iger quits, and this kind of coincides with it, so you kind of don't see both, or you see one piece of news and you don't see the other. So that was very masterful um, on their part, to be honest with you. Um, but I find it very interesting that, back to what we were talking about, and I think this was the Benioff and Weiss deal, to be honest with you. But I think at the end of the day, we're going back to, I don't know, we're going back to the past, but trying to recreate something that we probably really don't need to recreate, to be honest with you. Like, it's interesting because you do see some of the familiar faces and such, but like the reality, I guess, that I'm trying to get to is I don't know that we need to, like, the past is the past. We kind of know what happens, but hey,
Kill it if you have to.
we're still gonna move forward with this because we're kind of committed. So fine, but like, I kind of am like, then there's no reason to rewrite the past. I think they just want their own intellectual property, and they want to be able to say, even though we all know there are books and things like that exist that they could have done some justice to and just, literally like taken from there. Like I don't understand why we had to go this route. Like I said, we talked about the Last Jedi, not the Last Jedi, the last Star Wars movie, and I said to myself, if they kept Ben Solo alive, they could have like totally done movies off of, his life with, his life either with Rey or if she died, his life of redemption, but which would be something new, which would be something refreshing. But instead we have to go back to the past because we have to do something. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah, yeah.
I I'd like to say that, I mean, I enjoyed The Mandalorian, so if they do that with the same quality, with the same gusto, I feel like there's a chance for me to like this and appreciate it and everything. But then, like, if it flops, I don't know. Like, it all
But
depends.
isn't that the point? If it's like the Mandalorian, they're following the Mandalorian Western thing again. Is that the only thing they can do? Disney Star Wars is their only success is making a Western.
Yeah, I
Yeah, because
guess.
they were saying in the movie they're like Texas Rangers, Walker Texas Ranger. Chuck Norris, right? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no.
But do you think that this is Kathleen Kennedy? This is the question because she did not go out there promoting this as much as I thought she would if this was hers.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that this is Kathleen Kennedy. Like, I don't think it is. Like,
So
I don't.
the last thing before we wrap up is Kathleen Kennedy at risk because this is a new administration, and you know how that goes in corporate culture.
Mhm.
Once the CEO, there's going to be a new change in the VPs, there's going to be a new change in the directors. It's all going to cascade down. Kevin Feige, I mean, he's got so much cachet, but if this phase 4 is as bad as I think it could be, or at least mediocre, Is
Mhm.
this gonna, I mean, are we gonna see a changing the guard across everything?
It's a great question. Um, because that's quite possible, you know? It's actually quite possible that we could. But I think, for me, I think they're gonna keep him like I said, there's things that I feel like in the works coming out of this announcement. But like I said, what was very smart of them to do was literally to just sneak it in there, like and say, "Oh, actually, like, yeah."
Yeah, I did kind of. I found out about it today, but I think it came out yesterday. I mean, it sounds like it came out yesterday, and to me, it felt like it came out at the same time, but it didn't feel so ceremonious.
Yeah,
The announcement of the High Republic,
yeah,
it just felt like, oh yeah, here you go, which kind
yeah,
of scares me because they're not confident to give it the big shebang because they know we're divided as a
exactly.
fandom.
They know, and that's the thing. They know, and so that's where I'm just kind of like, oh, well, I get it. They know and everything, but I also think that um, you know, in all due with all due respect, like it there is succession planning and everything, but it's just the way things are done there feels like there isn't.
It feels
Um,
disjointed. I think not just Star Wars, but Disney right now.
yeah,
And
it
Marvel was a
really
tight
feels
ship,
it
but
really
it's
feels
yeah.
disjointed. It's the right that is the right word for it all. Disjointed. So
All
yeah.
right. All right, so let's end it there. So if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll probably try to do some more videos like our normal scheduled weekly podcast. So yeah, please look out for that. We are also available on podcasts as well. So if you want to check out through that venue, feel free. So till then, see you on the Sith side.
Bye.
Bye.